often extreme behaviour from people can seem confusing to us. They're overreacting to a situation, and we stop to think that they might be a rational person behaving appropriately according to their perception of reality in their perceived world, and while we have that distance, we can see that it's a reaction, but we can, rather than dismissing those feelings, we can empathise with them. At times where we've got carried away, overreacted, and sometimes extreme behaviour is because that's the only way that that person can express themselves. If they can't use words, they use physical actions, or if they can't find the right word, they say the nearly the right word but louder, and that again can seem quite jarring to us, and it can be quite dangerous to be around. And this gives us so many opportunities to reflect on developing all sorts of what the Buddha called parami, the qualities of enlightenment. So we can have compassion for these people, we can put ourselves in their shoes, and we can offer our presence to listen to them, we can de-escalate the situation, but we can also go inwards and look into ourselves. How often do we act in a way that, from an objective point, it's overreacting, and what we can realise is that while we might not express our emotions in such an extreme or dangerous way, we can relate because we still have those same emotions, but we're lucky enough to have the tools to process them. So it's not like these people are angrier than us, it's the fact that they're expressing that same level of anger in a way that's more dangerous and extreme, but we can see that we have the same stuff in us. We have that same anger, but we can process it. But also we can reflect on other sorts of extreme behaviour, which is more what I wanted to talk about. That using the observations of wonderful actions can bring up emotions for us. We may feel jealous or negative emotions or towards these people that are being nice. We may feel sympathetic joy, mudita, cheering these people on, being happy for other people's success. We can watch our mind around other people, but we can also see where we might not have as much kindness as a saintly person. We might not have done the same quantity of deeds or the same quality, but there's still the same thing in us as well. We may not be quite as developed in kindness as other people, but it's still the same quality, it's still the same kindness. We've still got that in us. So whatever qualities we admire in other people, they'll certainly be in us in some amount. And it's realising that we don't need to become anything, we don't need to change who we are, but we can just change ratios. We can lower certain behaviours and we can boost others. We can watch ourselves react to the world. We can find out when in some situations we were angry for a day, and then after a while we're only angry for an hour, or we find ourselves, when we're complimented, being able to actually accept that compliment rather than dismissing it. And we can measure our success in those ways. How much are we caring for other people, but how happy are we? How content are we? And self-content is the key for helping others, and obviously our own happiness. And we find that the more content we are with our own selves, the more we are inclined to help others. We don't see it as a hardship. It happens spontaneously without us realising. We're not looking to gain anything, but it just happens because we happen to be in a good mood. So those are my thoughts for the day. Nothing out of the ordinary, I don't think. General Buddhisty stuff. So thank you for listening. And I'm Sadhu.